She wants you, badly. Her heart pulls toward you every night. Her thoughts scream your name, but her pride, that's the prison she built for herself. She'd rather lie awake in silence than risk looking weak. She'd rather watch you slip away than admit she needs you. And the truth is that silence isn't strength, it's fear. And you, my friend, are the storm she cannot name. If you've ever felt confused by her distance, if you've wondered why she hides her feelings behind walls of pride, this video will give you answers most men never hear. Stay till the end, because what I'm about to share will change how you see women forever. Hit subscribe, like this video, and drop Stoic Mind in the comments if you're ready to stop chasing silence and start owning your power. 1. Her ego fights her feelings. She's caught in a war no one else can see. On one side, her feelings, raw, messy, undeniable. On the other side, her ego, loud, stubborn, demanding control. Every time she picks up her phone, your name lights up her mind. She wants to reach out. But then she hears that little whisper inside. Don't do it. He'll think you're weak. That's the script she's been taught. Vulnerability equals losing. Needing a man equals being dependent. In her world, admitting she misses you is admitting defeat, so she hides. Not because she doesn't care, but because she cares too much. Her ego convinces her that silence keeps her safe. But that silence isn't safety, it's self-sabotage. This is where most men trip up. They sense her distance and think, maybe if I show her more love, she'll feel secure. So they chase harder. They text more. They over-explain. They prove. And all of that only feeds her ego. It confirms she holds the power. The more you chase, the less she respects. The less she respects, the colder she becomes. The only way out? You stop being moved by her ego. You don't punish her. You don't play games. You simply stay grounded. You become the calm she can't shake. A man who can feel deeply but react lightly. That's when everything shifts. Because here's the thing, she doesn't actually want to lead. She doesn't want to be the one in control. She just wants to feel safe. And a man who doesn't bend under pressure gives her that safety, even if she fights it at first. Your job isn't to decode her silence. It's to live so powerfully that her silence doesn't matter. Wake up early. Train your body, train your mind, build your income, build your skills, build your life until her pride has no effect on your mission. Then she has two choices. Surrender to the pull she feels toward you, or watch you rise without her. And either way, you win. That's the paradox she can't escape. She wants you, but she can't admit it. And the harder she fights it, the stronger your silence becomes. 2. The power shift. Her silence used to control you. It made you overthink, double text, lose sleep. But the moment you stop reacting, the balance shifts. You're no longer playing in her emotional arena. You're building in your own. When you stop chasing, you take back your power. You stop orbiting her moods and start orbiting your mission. She feels that shift. She senses that you're not waiting on her reply, that you're not watching her stories, that you're not trapped in her silence anymore. And that terrifies her, because silence was her weapon. But now it's your shield. She'll test it. She'll post something for your attention. She'll drop hints. Maybe a "Hey stranger" text. Maybe a subtle comment. But deep down, she knows. The man who doesn't react is the man she can't replace. The key here isn't coldness, it's clarity. You're not punishing her, you're not playing games, you're simply living with purpose. The gym becomes your therapy. Your work becomes your battlefield. Your growth becomes your obsession. And while she's checking your profile at midnight, you're too busy leveling up to notice. This is why silence works, not because it's a trick, but because it shows you've detached from her control. And detachment is the most attractive energy a man can carry. She expected your silence to break you. Instead, it built you. 3. She can't stand that you're not chasing 500+ words. Pride made her believe you'd always come running. That's why she pulled back, because she thought you'd double your effort. But when you didn't, when you stayed calm, stayed quiet, stayed focused, that shattered her illusion. To her, silence means one thing: you have options. And that shakes her to the core, because if you're not chasing her, who are you giving your attention to? Another woman? Your work? Your legacy? Either way, it scares her. The truth is, you're not chasing anyone. You're chasing yourself. You're becoming the man she thought only existed in movies. That's why she'll spiral, she'll test, she'll reach. But it's not about her anymore. It's about you. And that's when she realizes the man who doesn't chase is the man she'll never forget. 4. Your strength is in not reacting. Most men fail because they react. They see her silence and instantly scramble, sending long texts, begging for clarity, asking what went wrong. And every time they do that, they hand her their power on a silver platter. But a man of value, he understands that silence isn't a void to fill. It's a stage where strength is revealed. Reactions are cheap. Anyone can react. A man snaps back when insulted. A boy double texts when ignored. But the man who can stay centered, who can feel the sting of her silence and still choose peace, that's a different breed. This doesn't mean you become cold or heartless. It means you master your emotions instead of letting them master you. When she posts cryptic quotes, when she vanishes for days, when she reappears with half-effort energy, you don't flinch, you don't decode, you don't feed her ego, you let her actions echo back to her. Because the truth is, her power never came from who she is. It came from how you responded. The moment you refuse to be shaken, the illusion cracks. She realizes her silence doesn't control you anymore. And here's the part most men don't get. Your silence isn't just for her. It's for you. Every second you spend reacting is a second stolen from your growth. Every drop of energy wasted trying to fix her moods is energy robbed from your empire. So instead of reacting, you redirect. You hit the gym harder, you dive into your work, you build new skills. You start reading, writing, creating. You become so absorbed in your mission that her silence feels like background noise. And in that shift, you transform. She feels it, she notices it, and it rattles her more than any words ever could. Because now, you're not just the man who didn't chase, you're the man who became untouchable. 5. Women respect distance, not desperation. Let me tell you a secret that most men never learn. Women don't respect desperation. They don't respect men who beg for attention, who crumble under pressure, who confuse consistency with neediness. What they do respect? Distance. Not cold, punishing distance. But the kind of space that communicates strength. The kind that says, my life doesn't pause for confusion. The kind that shows you are too focused, too disciplined, too driven to orbit someone else's moods. This distance doesn't push her away. It pulls her in, because women are wired to test. They want to know where your edges are, how far you'll bend, what you'll sacrifice. And every time you chase after she pulls back, you confirm her suspicion that you'll bend until you break. But when you don't, when you keep moving forward regardless of her behavior, that's when respect grows. Because deep down, every woman knows the truth. The man who doesn't chase is the man she can't replace. Distance makes you rare. It makes you valuable. It makes you unforgettable. She may not like it at first. She may fight it, test it, even resent it. But she will respect it. And respect is the foundation of attraction. Think about it. The men women remember aren't the ones who begged. They're the ones who walked away with quiet dignity. The ones who didn't crumble. the ones who kept living, building, thriving. So when she pulls away, don't rush in. When she tests you, don't over-explain. When she goes silent, let the silence breathe. Your distance speaks louder than any words ever could. 6. Be the man she can't manipulate. There's a reason prideful women test men with silence, mixed signals, and games. It's because most men fall for it. They flinch, they beg, they explain, they react, and the moment they do, they prove they can be manipulated. But when she meets a man who can't be moved, that's when everything changes. A man she can't manipulate is rare. He doesn't bite when she withholds attention. He doesn't chase when she vanishes. He doesn't fight for closeness when she pulls away. Instead, he stays grounded. He decides. He moves forward. This terrifies her, because now the game doesn't work. Her beauty doesn't distract him. Her silence doesn't rattle him. Her pride doesn't control him. And when she realizes this, she starts to see him differently, not as another man to test, but as a man to respect. But let me make this clear. Being unmanipulatable isn't about playing hard to get. It's about becoming so self-assured, so rooted in your mission, that no external noise can pull you off course. That's what makes you powerful. That's what makes you unforgettable, because she knows, whether she admits it or not, that men like you don't come around often. The man who won't be manipulated is the man who holds the frame, the man who sets the standard, the man who becomes the foundation she can't shake. And here's the irony. The more she realizes she can't manipulate you, the more she wants you. Because women don't crave control, they crave security, and nothing makes a woman feel more secure than a man who refuses to be shaken by her storms. So don't flinch, don't bend, don't chase. Be the man she can't manipulate, because that's the man she'll never forget. 7. Pride turns her into a performer. When a woman wants you but pride stops her, she doesn't just go quiet, she performs. Silence becomes her stage, and every move she makes is a show. She'll post pictures with extra effort. She'll share cryptic quotes about being independent or done with the past. She'll act like she's moved on, like she's stronger without you. But behind the mask, she's still watching you, still checking your profile, still measuring your silence against her performance. Why? Because pride won't let her be honest. Vulnerability terrifies her. Needing you feels like losing power. So instead of reaching out, she puts on a show. She wants you to feel her absence. She wants you to see her thriving. But the irony is, if she were truly thriving, she wouldn't need you to see it. This is where you must not fall for the performance. Because the moment you react, liking her post, sending a message, even dropping a subtle comment, you feed her pride. You confirm she's still in control. And that's exactly what she wants. The stoic man sees through the performance. He doesn't get pulled into the act. He knows the difference between reality and the show she puts on for the world. And instead of chasing her mask, he focuses on building his truth. Here's the paradox. The more you ignore the performance, the harder she plays the role. She'll try louder, bolder, more desperate acts, but none of it works. Because deep down, she knows you see through it. And that's when her pride starts to collapse. Because nothing is scarier to a prideful woman than a man who won't react to her performance. He becomes the mirror she can't manipulate. The one man who forces her to face herself. Your silence, your restraint, your clarity, it's not weakness. It's the ultimate power. Because while she's performing, you're progressing. And progress is the one thing pride can't compete with. 8. Your growth becomes her regret. Here's the part she never saw coming. The more you grow, the heavier her regret becomes. At first, she thought your silence was a tactic. She thought you'd cave, like all the others. But instead of folding, you flourished. Instead of waiting, you worked. Instead of chasing, you built. And the man she once thought she controlled became the man she can't even reach. That's when regret sets in. She'll replay every moment she chose, pride over honesty. Every time she ignored your presence. Every time she posted instead of texting. And now, she sees the cost. Because the truth is, she didn't lose a man, she lost an opportunity. The chance to stand beside a man who doesn't crumble, who doesn't beg, who doesn't fall apart under silence. A man who grows stronger in the absence. Your discipline becomes her memory. Your peace becomes her torment. Your success becomes her lesson. And she'll never admit it, but the silence she once used to cage you has now caged her. Because you've outgrown the game. This is the essence of Stoicism. Your power isn't in controlling her, it's in mastering yourself. Her silence doesn't define you, her pride doesn't limit you, your growth is your freedom. And once you've built yourself into a man so focused, so powerful, so unshakable, she knows she can't reach you anymore. That's the moment she regrets it all. Not because you punished her, not because you played games, but because you didn't. You simply lived, grew, and rose above. And now she feels the weight of losing a man who can't be replaced. So let's bring it home. She wants you. Make no mistake about that. Her silence isn't indifference, it's fear. Fear of losing control, fear of needing you, fear of looking weak. Pride is her cage, but you don't have to live inside it. Most men will keep chasing. They'll keep begging for clarity, trying to decode her silence, trying to win against her ego. But not you. Not anymore. You've seen the truth. You've learned that the strongest response is silence, the most attractive energy is distance, and the most unforgettable man is the one who refuses to be manipulated. You don't need her approval. You don't need her texts. You don't need her validation. You need your mission, your discipline, your growth. Because when you become the man who builds, who leads, who creates, who thrives, you stop chasing women, women start chasing you. And here's the twist. When you finally stop needing her, that's when she needs you most. That's when pride breaks. That's when regret hits. That's when the same woman who ignored you starts watching you like a ghost. Because you became the one man she can't forget. So what do you do now? You keep building, you keep growing, you keep rising, you stop waiting to be chosen, and you choose yourself every single day. Because the man who walks away from pride becomes the man who commands respect. If this message hit you, drop "I am untouchable" in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to Behavior Insight, and share this with a brother who needs to hear it. Because this isn't just about women, it's about men reclaiming their strength, their focus, their peace. And remember, she may want you badly, but pride forces her to stay silent. Your job isn't to break her silence. It's to build a life so powerful that silence doesn't even matter.